I hope everyone is doing well. This is my new sort of art major arcana deck that I have right here. And I had actually never heard of the Lo Scarabeo Tarocchi d'Arte edition before. And this is the precursor to the Tarot of the Imagination. I believe that Lo Scarabeo commissioned the major arcana from Ferenc Pinter before the full deck was conceived. And I have the Lo Scarabeo Llewellyn original edition here. And this is, I hadn't heard of the art editions from Lo Scarabeo before, which is crazy. And I found out they did one for Tarot of the Third Millennium, which I adore, and I love the Trumps. So I really want to look for one of those as well. They have some, there's the Giordano Berti, there's the Tarot of the Robots edition, there's the Leonardo da Vinci edition, there's the Gnomes edition. There's a few of them, and I think they only did them for a little while. But if you look, this paper, it's just so pretty. And I thought, oh my God, is that signed? I think it's a facsimile. I don't think they're not numbered, so I doubt they're signed. Oh yeah, that's not signed. You can kind of, I haven't pulled out my magnifying thing, and I can see that it's, I guess, I don't think it, no, it's not signed. But it has this beautiful sort of paper that's, you can really see it in this image. Anyway, let's look at it. It's a little sleeve, so you pull this off, and here it's all in Italian, and I can't read it, but I believe it's talking about the art itself. It's talking about crying and sorrow and gentlemen and women, and yeah, but it's in this beautiful, again, the paper, lovely, and look at that, isn't that cool? So you pull this up, and it's a little slant, and there, that's the little sleeve it's in, and these are square cut. Here's the back, which is sort of this they look like stairs or pencil shavings. And this is from, there we go, there's the date. It's Torino, 1991. And this is sort of, I guess, the title card. 22 Arcano Maggiori Realizzati a Tempera su Tela de Ferenc Pinter. So that he worked in tempera paint, and they tell you there. Here is the little white book, which actually tells you about it. Written by someone named Zeri. Let's see. Torino. And it's talking about the author. Yes, talking about the painter. So let's look at them. These are exactly like the major arcana in the actual one, except they're larger. You can see the different size, and they're on this beautiful paper with the back. So they're little art, and the paper is this beautiful striped impression paper. It's very pretty. And the quality of the ink itself is, I can see Bende dots, but it's very well done, very pretty. And Ferenc Pinter, he did a lot of mystery magazine covers and a lot of Really interesting artwork. It's very loose, but also you can tell exactly what it is. Here we have the Fool. Looks like he's either throwing up hand gestures or playing an invisible flute. Bigatto. He has like a syringe through his hat, a funnel. He's playing the shell game. La papesa. I like how it just kind of dissolves in there. Very loose. Oh, this one's very neat. Imperatrice. I love the hair, sword, crown. The blue is beautiful. Imperatore. Here you can actually see his signature, Pinter F, which is actually the real order of his name because he's Hungarian and he switched it around. So we have the man, the emperor, charging off the king, leaving the naked maiden behind. The Papa. What's interesting is you see the crucifix there, the one he's holding. You see the mitre cap. You see the doors, which look like the famous bronze doors called the gate. Oh, it's the thinker Rodin. He did the famous gates of hell that were really never used. That's what it looks like to me. But there are other doors that have own cathedrals that have raised figures like that are made out of iron, but that's what it reminds me of. Gliamanti. This one is to me it actually looks like almost two men, because you don't see a lot of hair here. It's like short hair, but this looks like the woman with it. You can kind of see hair there, and the man, the exposed breast, but really it looks like two men. It could be. They're in this embrace in this garden full of blooms. You can just see the hint of the hair, the long hair, indicating a woman in the breast. I mean, it could be a man's breast, never know. Il Caro. I mean, it looks like he really he was painting with the palette knife, the impasto there, and the he was very angular, shadowy faces. Looks like he shadowed like white and gray, or a peach color to a magenta, the brown to a tan. Logistesia. I love the pulling of the like a tug of war behind her, the foot exposed, scales are off balance, staring right at you. Ermita. 9. So here we have a cave. There's a plane going overhead, almost like a juxtaposition between the hermit has foregone all technology and is in his own mind, and yet the world around him continues to advance, but he's not. He's given it up, if only to think. And if you notice, there's like a crack that goes down into the cave, almost like he traveled there, like he's trapped, can't get back out. I love the shadow hint of a plane. It reminds me of Wonder Woman's invisible plane. La Rota. Now this I know a little bit more about now. It was actually it's called St. Catherine's Wheel, or Catherine's Wheel. Typically people, and you see how the legs are sort of askew. Basically you were tied to it and beaten with a metal rod. And especially when you see the wagon wheel on top, flat like that. It was a medieval torture device. It's also where the term coup de grace comes in, where it's like a mercy blow that would kill you, or they would just beat you into your chest until you die. They wouldn't touch your head; they just beat you, you know. But they would break your limbs, so your limbs were all like bent up. Yeah, but St. Catherine's Wheel, the breaking wheel. That's what that's, and it's always a wagon wheel. And there was, yeah, sometimes you laid there for 3 days before you died, suffering. And it was usually for thieves. The wheel kind of was about if you were a thief going after travelers or merchants, put you on the wheel and they break you. They break your bones on the wheel. Notice that crow getting ready to pluck out some eyes. But then you have a guy in the back who looks like a skeleton playing with the wheel like it's a game. La Forza. Now the hair is similar to the Lovers. We have this huge beast. It could be a bear, it could be a lion. Huge, very sharp teeth. But yet she's keeping its mouth open. Pale. The figure is really well rendered. Here we get some of the silliness. We get Snot Booger Man. He is dripping snot from his nose, his big old nose, hairy eyebrows. La Mort. I like this one. This is nice. So we have the skeleton almost hiding in the cape, which could be like it's engulfing it. We have the treasure. We have the skull looking back, turned its back on us. The sickle, huge sickle, dangling. Poison green, foamy, green fog. Temperance. Here we have sort of a jug going into like a beaker. She's barefoot, she's on tiptoe. There's a man in the background. Kind of with, looks like he has maybe a bottle of wine. I don't know. Maybe he's running around drunk. Il Divallo. This reminds me of a Dali. So we have a face with a hand, pointy fingernails, like a devil. We have a monster person tucked into the collar, falling into hell. And there's also a plane or a missile, and a castle. And that eye, which looks like a cat's eye, peeking right out at you. Kind of a hazy, sort of yellowish, sickly sky. La Torre. The tower. So here we see two people that have entered the tower, but it's breaking. There's a person falling there. Person is standing back. See the bricks? I mean, it just cracked right in half, spilling out a person. La Stella. This looks like maybe Carole King with, she forgot to put something on underneath of her clothes. You see the pubic area, we see a rose. No, let's say this is, let's see, Bette Midler and the rose in Gypsy. We see the stars all around her. The toe forward, staring right at you. La Luna, and I love this one. Sort of the moon, hazy in the cape, enveloping, tiptoe in the water, almost like you're going into the darkness, like the sea starts off light and then dark, but here's the sea, the breaking waves. Look how beautifully they're rendered. It reminds me of The Splash, the David Hockney famous painting, how rendered it is. Tiptoeing, and the movement of the leg is it is going forward that way. Very mysterious and dreamlike. Sole, very much an Apollo card. And Scream, like a Francis Bacon. Scream with this fiery hair, fiery nature behind it, reddish, orange, pink colors are dominant. 4 horses. This one's going off to the side. These are going straight, so very traditional. Chariot there. The reins. Oh, Justice. Justice. So we have these people climbing out, like waking up asleep, but maybe in agony, kind of crawling out of the ground, skeletal. Here we have almost like a Bacchus horn, calling the people out, waking them up, and other people helping them out of the ground, pulling them out. Il Mondo. Here we have a woman, pregnant, phases of the moon. Again, tiptoe, very pregnant, swollen belly, eyes closed, clutching herself. Wave breaking, but she's on earth. Just very barely with tiptoe. Very barely the toes are just there, just laying there. Really nice card. That is it. That is the whole set. Isn't it gorgeous? It is beautiful. It's so pretty. And the paper is really, I've never seen paper like this. Like this pinstripe paper. It's beautiful. So my next goal is at some point, maybe this soon, I want to get the art edition of the Tarot of the Third Millennium, which is an amazing deck. But this is the original one. This is being reissued this year, called the Ferenc Pinter Tarot. I believe it comes out in the US, I believe it's August, so I'm excited. These, let me pull one out. So here we have the Magician card. The new ones will not have a border and will be very large with just a little bit like the Magician here. I believe it's going to be under there. So you'll be able to see more of the beautiful artwork. So it won't be as cropped, which I'm excited about, since this is one of my favorite decks, just because of the artwork. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's just a brilliant, brilliant deck. So much emotion, and it's very artsy, and I love it. Anyway, there is the Tarocchi dell'Immaginario de Ferenc Pinter. And this is the special edition, the Tarocchi d'Arte edition. Anyway, I thought I'd share. I was so excited to get it. And I got it for like next to nothing. That's what's so crazy. I was so excited. These usually go for about $100 or so. Because they're older and they're out of print. And I didn't pay anywhere near that. So anyway, thanks for watching.